Good day, everyone. The conduct of our study propagation of golden spotted rabbitfish, Siganus guttatus, prospects for mariculture in Palawan has been supported by the USAID STRIDE, the Center for Sustainability, in the Western Philippines University. I am Elmer Villanueva, and I am presenting this on behalf of my co-authors. The Siganus guttatus, also called danggit, are popularly fished and served in high-end restaurants and as popular take-home food items among tourists. The increasing demand for fish along with the use of destructive fishing methods has been brought damage to habitats and fish populations. To address these problems, sustainable aquaculture are needed to help reduce the pressure on wild fish population and ecosystems. In this study, three experiments were conducted. Experiment 1 looked into the survival of larvae at two stocking densities until complete metamorphosis. Experiment 2 evaluated the growth and survival rates of juveniles at different stocking densities. Lastly, Experiment 3 monitored the growth and survival of juvenile Siganus guttatus feed with two types of feeds. For the methods, the experiments were conducted at the hatchery of the South Sea Exclusive Philippines in Puerto Princesa City. The eggs were obtained from wild source cage culture breeders from a nearby private farm. The fish were conditioned before inducing them to spawn. In experiment 1, the survival rates were monitored at two different stocking densities with three replications. The experiment was carried out in concrete tanks for 39 days. In the second experiment, we monitored the growth and survival at three different stocking densities, feed with commercial diet. This 3-week experiment involved 47-day-old larvae raised in blue plastic basins using completely randomized design with 5 replication in a semi-indoor structure. The stocking density were reduced each week to avoid overcrowding. Imported grouper fillets were given ad libitum. The basins received aeration and continuous water flow. In experiment 3, we monitored the growth and survival of juvenile Siganus guttatus feed with two different commercial feeds. There were two treatments with 5 replications arranged in completely randomized design. The treatments varied in terms of the type of feed. The density was also reduced on a weekly basis. The feeds were given ad libitum. The basins were covered with a net to avoid the escape of fish. As for sampling, for experiment 1, the initial number of newly hatched larvae were counted by volumetric method, while the final number of fry was manually counted. For experiment 2 and 3, sampling was done daily. Survival was determined at the end of each week. Data analysis, we used t-test, ANOVA, and Shippy post-hoc test to analyze the data. For the results in experiment 1, the survival rates varied largely between tanks but were not significantly different. This variation could have been due to the timing of feeding, nutrition, size of feed, size of tanks, as also observed in other studies. In experiment 2, the growth rates were not significantly different. The survival rates were very high at nearly 100%. In experiment 3, the fish feed with grouper feed performed better than those feed with bangos feeds. The survival rates for both treatments were high at nearly 100%. The high survival rates in both experiment 2 and 3 could have been due to the gradual reduction in density and the provision of net cover which prevent the escape of fish. For the conclusion, the survival of larvae in the hatchery remained unpredictable and requires further investigation before the application of technology to large-scale production. However, our results in experiments 2 and 3 suggest that high densities of Siganus guttatus in small basin have no apparent negative effect on the growth and survival. An economic analysis will be important in determining the feasibility of this approach. Thank you very much.